Love and hip hop. Atlanta. Little Scrappy.
Oh man.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Motherfuckers missed the poignance of that shit too.
But that's what made me think about this shit. Like a lot of us get introduced to a lot of shit in a traumatic way. Like that shit ain't developmentally correct, and I don't. It's never addressed. Like it's the sexual trauma that Black boys experience is never really addressed in a real way. I don't think.
That shit was so many layers. Tell them about it. Do we have a clip? Somebody play. We gotta play that clip. I'm gonna have to fucking. I got
the clip.
I'm about to take my camera off, man. I might shed a tear. Because there's so many layers to that motherfucking onion, and people be paying attention. In my opinion, people paid attention to the wrong thing. They paid attention to pain, and they were listening to the words about the pain that he experienced early on. I think he's well coped with that. That wasn't the crux of what I noticed. The crux of what I noticed was I can't talk to you because you're hard. I can't talk to her because she's hard. I have to lay it all on the concrete. That's what caught my attention. Where does a man go?
Right.
Like, even if he has a moment of weakness, where does he go? He looked right at his mother. He said, I can't go to you because you're hard. He looked at his wife. He said, I can't go to her because she's hard. All I have is the concrete. Look, I'm tearing up just thinking about it.
I don't know what the backstory to that is. That particular certain situation. I don't know what the backstory is to it. But in
explaining or his life.
I know his life. I'm talking about to made that situation happen at that time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the precipice was for that interaction. I get the life story. I know that. But in the little interview, confessional little part or whatever, she says something there. She turns it right from what we just watched, because I think they watch these things like we watch them, and then they talk about them after the fact. I think that's how it worked, right? So she saw that, and she saw that emotional moment from him, and she saw that be the moment that was the attention that was focused on him, that was given to him, and he was the victim in that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was his story from his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment right here, she said, because he said that, she was able to forgive them. That shit was crazy to me. In this moment of him telling you how your actions and what you did have affected and had impacted him, you're making it about you, and how in that moment you're able to forgive him for his malfeasance against you.
Like she's moving past something.
That in that moment, as opposed to in that moment or in this moment, reflecting on it, accepting the pain and the trauma that you inflicted on that young man. You raised that boy in a whorehouse. You weren't. He gonna call you a good mother because you were his mother, and he doesn't know anything to compare it to. He doesn't have the comparison. He doesn't have that. He loves you. I don't. I don't know you. You were not a good mother by any stretch of the imagination. There is no way you're gonna sit here and tell me that the person was a good mother and they raised their kid in a whorehouse and then a trap house. That's not a good mother. Now that you could be making the best of a bad situation, you could be doing what you have to do. But if we grading on the scale of good, I had a good mother. My mother didn't do that. You didn't expose me to those things. That's good. We have to start to determine and distinguish between what's good and what's not good. And we got to stop giving credit for half measures. And hey, look, I don't even know if you can call raising a kid in a whorehouse a half measure. It's just crazy to me that how she got that moment to. I forgive him. She shifted the moment to I forgive him. The fuck?
Well, she raised him in a whorehouse, so her viewpoint can't be too astute.
It's not. It's not. But that doesn't mean that from my outside perspective looking in that I can't assess the situation and say what it is. I can call balls and strikes, right? We're able to call balls and strikes, right?
Yeah.
Got to stop giving the credit where credit is not due. We got to. We got to. And I ain't shortchanging how that man felt about his mama because that's how he should feel about his mama. But the rest of us should be able to understand. Ain't a good mama. That wasn't what you were supposed to do. That ain't how you raise a child. But you got people thinking that they could raise a child in spite of a lot of bullshit. Well, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna instill values and morals in mind. But I'm gonna live it. I'm gonna wallow in this bullshit. I'm gonna live in this bullshit. I'm gonna bring him into all this bullshit, but I'm gonna keep him above it. Or it's gonna be different for mine because I'm here. No, you just brought your kid around a bunch of bullshit that you should. I don't know. Am I wrong in that mind state, that theory?
No.
Should I temper these emotional responses that I have towards this individual?
I mean, nah, you ain't wrong. However, if that's the reality of the motherfuckers, the situation that motherfuckers is in, I don't see a problem with giving respect for making the best out of that situation.
She couldn't have worked at Target.
You're not so
CVS.
So you about to so you about to load deluxe this
Yep.
this young
Yep.
boy?
Yep. Couldn't fly the friendly skies. Yep.
All right. And what if those places discriminated? As Hollow said, and the only way to get work is to do what you had to do. We can what we can city high this shit all the way out.
We could.
You are not about to admonish this young stripper in the middle of the goddamn party that you are at.
Hey, look, it's not what I'm trying to do. We could. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to go to the whorehouse and then admonish the whores for having children in the whorehouse. I'm not attending the whorehouse. But if I were, actually, you know what? If I was a whorehouse attendee, ain't nothing wrong with being a whore. And you want to be a prostitute, be a prostitute. I'm fully okay with that. That's your particular job what you want to do it. If you free and clear in the way, forcing you to do it, that's your option, your choice. That should be your choice. But in no way, shape, form, or fashion should you put a kid in that motherfucker at all. You get pregnant, you have a baby. Hey, look, what's old girl on Hustle and Flow? Yvette wasn't a good mama. Should have left. Did something. It's all kinds of shit out here, and it's all kind. I'd rather you get on welfare and be hooked and addicted to the government than hang out with the pimp and hook and whore yourself out. I'd rather you be with the government. I mean, I don't. Is that crazy?
Sometimes that government money ain't enough.
Fam, you know some rich prostitute, you know some rich street hookers. Now, I mean, it's some women out here that can make a nice buck off of their body. It is. Is it these streetwalkers, or are they living in Section 8s already anyway?
Have you not seen Trading Places? 2 years on the back, and then she's retired forever.
Vera
look.
Walker.
And look, yeah, that plan only works if you are able to meet an equally criminally minded individual by happenstance on the street. Actually, not. She met the motherfucker who got turned out. Actually, no, he was equally. He definitely was equally criminally minded. Because when he got desperate, he went right to criminality. So yeah. If you want to go by the pretty woman doctrine, you go from hooking to House of Gold, then by all means, rock out.
I don't think the bitch in Pretty Woman had a retirement plan. Whatchamacallit, and Trading Places, she had a plan.
Her plan sucked.
Before she met him, she was like, I got 2 more years on my back, then I'm retired. And I said,
do you really think she was retiring in 2 years of what she had? What was the number that she said? It wasn't retirement money. This bitch said this bitch said I got 40 grand saved up. I'm gonna retire in 2 years with a total of like 70 grand, maybe. And I'm out. I'm done. She wasn't a high dollar escort. This bitch was employed by a drunk. He was shit faced out his mind in a Santa Claus costume, and she thought that he could have been a patron. He was potential clientele. Him. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are. You are definitely. First of all, you are definitely under valuing the intelligence of this hooker. See, she had a plan. She was going to retire. Maybe it wasn't enough to buy a farm in the middle of the country and grow our own lettuce and shit, but she had enough to retire from dicks.
She didn't have enough to retire from nothing, or else she wouldn't have been doing dicks still. You could be 10 grand up and go get a job at McDonald's and be off of dicks. Like, how much money 85. You need to be saved?
This is 85. The average house was $28,000. She was 17 dicks away.
Hey, look. Average house was $28,000. This bitch said I have 40 grand saved up. So you had a house already plus some. Bitch, you had furniture also. You could have furnished this bitch and been in here working at Barnes and Noble or what in 1980. Whatever it was you could have opened up a bookstore, bitch.
Hey, maybe that was a plan. Maybe that's what she
It wasn't. It wasn't because she had the money to do that already.
2 more years and she would never
have to franchise the McDonald's.
Hey, look.
Nah, because he had the McDonald's people on his ass.
Hey, look. If she was more discerning in her clientele in her later years when she was closest to retirement age, all right, cool, you might have a point. This bitch was picking up drunken Santa Clauses.
They got the Big Mac. We got the Big Mick.
They
both got 2 all beef patties, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, special sauce.
But their
buns have sesame seeds. Our buns have no seeds.
They cheaper that way. Yeah, but hey, look. All I'm saying is we gotta stop giving praise to putridness. I don't know why I'm so hooked on this alliteration shit. They don't even be alliteration. They don't even be alliterative when I do it.
Isn't it?
Actually, no. Praise the putrid shit might be a little alliterative.
That's only 50% of a sentence. You can't get alliteration points for 50%.
We have to stop giving praise to putridness. I got a subject, I got a predicate. There's a noun, there's a verb. That's a whole sentence. We have to stop giving praise to putridness.
But there's only 2 P's.
Hey, look.
You need the same letter at least.
People with poetry power and pistols plotting on murderous motherfuckers before they get you. Whatever other P's Spock said in the beginning of Me Against the World. Put all those in there too.
First by all the literate. Second button there.
Hey, look, you're not finna give me to disparage Tupac on this motherfucker ever.
Oh, I'm definitely not disparaging Tupac. R.I.P. Tupac.